Forewarned weather with Cedric Haynes.
Well, happy Monday, everyone. Let's take a look outside here as we look from Ensign Peak. Yeah, we've got to talk about this air quality. You probably noticed it as well if you're out moving around today. Not looking too good out there. We've got some beautiful sunset taking place, but if you're in the valleys, it's hard to see because you've got this covering of haze and gunk that's just out there, creating that moderate air quality. So it is a code yellow and likely will stay that way over the next 24 hours or so, going into our Tuesday, which happens to be Christmas Eve, before we start to see some improvements here as we get from Christmas Day and beyond. And that's because the weather pattern will become much more active across the region. All right, let's look at the weather map. You can see we're quiet now across most of the state. Here's the weather system that moved through this morning, brought us some light rain showers across the northern third of Utah and also some mountain snow showers, but that's pretty much pushing on out now. We're getting a break. But here comes our next storm system. It's the Christmas Day storm system. We've been tracking this thing and talking about this thing for what seems like 2 weeks now, and it's finally making its way onshore on the west coast here. And now the question is, where does it go from here? So let's track it all out for you with Futurecast here as we time it out hour by hour. Again, here's that storm system from earlier today pushing off towards the east. We're going to be quiet over the next, let's say, 12 to 18 hours. So if you have anything to do during the day on Christmas Eve, it is looking quiet in terms of the weather. We'll have some scattered clouds and the haze will be out there, but it should be dry. Now, as we get into Tuesday afternoon, this is when we start to see moisture approaching from the west. I still think most of the state will be dry, but we'll start to introduce an isolated shower chance by that time. But then as we go into your Christmas Eve night, heading into Christmas Day, here we go. We start to see that moisture. Notice this model showing the highest chance of precipitation over the southwestern half of the state. It's illustrating that this storm track may be further south. That's going to play a big part because if it does go further south, the better chance of accumulating snow will be in the valleys and mountains across central and southern Utah. But if it takes the northern track, we'll see the better chance of seeing that accumulating snow across the northern half of the state. But either way, I do think some snowflakes will be flying on Christmas Day. Will we likely wake up to a white Christmas? Just depends. If you're in the higher elevations, you likely will. If you're in the valleys, it's going to be, a dusting to an inch of snow potentially moving on through as we get towards that time frame. So here's the Christmas Eve and day breakdown. Again, the chance of precipitation arriving both in Salt Lake and now St. George coming up Tuesday night. And then Wednesday, we'll wake up to rain and snow, changing to snow across the north. And then across the far southwest, you'll have a chance of a morning shower before things clear out. As far as the accumulations go, again, we're talking a dusting to maybe up to 2 inches at the most on the valley floors, 1 to 3 inches in the benches, 2 to 6 inches along the Wasatch back, and 8 to 16 inches as you get up towards the Cottonwoods and things like that. That's where we're likely going to be seeing the highest chance of precipitation showing up. Now, after that system moves out Wednesday, here we go Christmas, or the day after Christmas, we've got another quick moving system that looks to bring us some snow, maybe some accumulating snow on Thursday. And then another system comes in as we get into your Friday. And if that wasn't enough, maybe another system for the weekend. So definitely opening the door to an active pattern. Christmas Day, we've got that chance of some light snow accumulations, much higher accumulations adding on to that as we get towards the end of the week, heading into the upcoming weekend. So in St. George, we're looking at those rain showers moving in late day, heading into Christmas Day. Otherwise, temperatures cooling down into the 50s, lows into the 30s as we get towards that time frame. The Wasatch Front, we've got the chance of rain showers late Tuesday. Then we're talking rain mixing with and changing to snow Wednesday morning, and then maybe more snow on Thursday, and again on Friday, maybe something else on Saturday. So definitely a much more active weather pattern arriving.
Talk about active. I love the graphics you have.
You see that?
Did you see the reindeer?
Yeah.
Those are my favorite.
Yes, Santa's coming.